Without a viable alternative, the dollar will remain the go-to safe haven. In response to Russia's annexation of Crimea and its role in the Ukrainian conflict, the United States and other Western powers have imposed sanctions on the country. Mitri has claimed that the BRICS nations have discussed the development of a singular digital currency for global commerce. For the better part of contemporary times, the US dollar has acted as the global reserve currency. Consequently, the dollar comprises the majority of global reserves, and most trades across the world is transacted in dollars. During turbulent times, the demand for dollars skyrockets. Nevertheless, recent headlines have hinted at the possibility of the yuan rivaling the dollar's supremacy. Experts and politicians from all sides of the political spectrum have started to ponder whether this could signify the start of the demise of the dollar's position as the global reserve currency, leading to the end of the United States' financial dominance. For today's topic, we will be discussing what a reserve currency is, why there's a reason to believe the dollar's currency's possible elimination, and why the yuan currency could be the new replacement for the global reserve currency. Hi everyone, and welcome to UpThink. Here at UpThink, we talk about much educational content from financial tips to life advice. If this kind of content is your cup of tea, then click that subscribe button below and hit the notification bell for more videos. Usually, countries and financial institutions tend to stash away substantial amounts of these currencies in their reserves, which is why they are called reserve currencies. The reason is that they are remarkably secure and can be utilized to purchase other goods with ease. Ever since World War II came to an end, the US dollar has played a crucial role as the world's reserve currency. Currently, almost half of all global transactions and a large portion of oil purchases are conducted in dollars. The term dollarization denotes the extensive use of the US dollar as a means of exchange for deals and investments that take place beyond the boundaries of the United States. The suggestion of a BRICS currency is seen by some as a prospective mechanism for dollarization. It could provide an option other than the US dollar in global trade, thereby decreasing the dependence of participating nations on the dollar. However, the stability and relative worth of this currency in comparison to the US dollar are two critical factors that will determine the true impact of a BRICS currency on dollarization. If the BRICS currency is deemed to be a more dependable and secure substitute to the US dollar, it could result in an increase in its utilization for international transactions, thereby decreasing the reliance on US dollar. Additionally, it is worth noting that a significant number of individuals also take out loans in dollars, which further solidifies its status as an accepted legal tender almost everywhere in the world. This explains why the majority of reserves are held in dollars and why people tend to gravitate towards it during times of crisis. Looking back at the last few years, we can see how investors flocked to the dollar en masse due to increasing economic uncertainty worldwide, which propelled the dollar to a 20-year peak. Nevertheless, the United States benefits significantly from the dollar's status as a reserve currency. It is important to bear in mind that de-dollarization is a complex undertaking that requires widespread internal collaboration along with significant adjustments to the global monetary system. While a BRICS currency could be a contributing factor towards reducing reliance on the Western financial system, it is only one of many aspects that must be taken into consideration. The BRICS nations have also expressed their intention to establish a shared payment network and have also been using their local currencies more extensively in bilateral trade. Despite facing sanctions and being barred from SWIFT, the Russian ruble has surprisingly emerged as the world's top-performing currency this year, with an impressive average gain of almost 30%. As the former French finance minister once remarked, the US enjoys an exorbitant privilege due to the continuous demand for dollars, providing the country with greater purchasing power than other nations, including the EU. Moreover, the US government can borrow money compared to other countries. In addition to this, the US can wield its control over the dollar and the wider global financial system to exact punishments on its adversaries, as it demonstrated when it banned Russia from the fast interbank messaging system. Currently, China and Russia have expressed their opposition to this dominance and power held by the US dollar. In fact, during the financial crisis of the 1990s, the Russian parliament even banned the use of dollars as a unit of account by public authorities. This led to many Russians transitioning from using the ruble to the dollar. Analysts suggest that the IMF's special drawing rights, or SDR, currency and the US dollar are direct rivals to the potential BRICS reserve currency, based on information from sources familiar with the matter. To reduce their dependence on the dollar and the euro, the BRICS are establishing a common financial framework for the creation of a reserve currency. Despite the challenges posed by the pandemic and the situation in Ukraine, trade between BRICS countries have continued to increase. Back in 2009, Dmitry Medvedev proposed the idea of a super currency to replace the US dollar. Meanwhile, a recent publication from the Chinese Foreign Ministry titled "The Perils of American Hegemony" laments that the dollar is the main cause of instability and uncertainty in the global economy. The publication argues that the US uses the dollar's position as the world's reserve currency to coerce other nations to support its political and economic objectives. Despite this, last week Russia and China agreed to take action together. In a recent development, Putin has vowed to replace the US dollar with the Chinese yuan as the unit of account for payments between Russia and countries in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Moreover, there have been reports of Brazil, France, and Saudi Arabia also moving away from the dollar. According to the Russian presidential envoy for SCO Affairs and ambassador at large for the Foreign Ministry, the member nations of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or SCO, have expressed their commitment to settling transactions in their own national currencies, although the process is expected to take some time. The inclusion of Russia, China, India, Pakistan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan as full members of the SCO, with 13 additional nations participating, has caused significant concern in the United States. There are even reports from Fox News suggesting that if the US were to lose its status as the world's reserve currency, it could lead to economic collapse due to rampant inflation, and the US would no longer be considered superior. Hey everyone, we hope you're enjoying or learning much during this video. If you are, do let us know by clicking the like button or commenting down below, or both. Your presence here always encourages us to keep putting out more educational videos, so thank you. Now let us get back to it. While there may be concerns about the potential decline in the dominance of the US dollar and its position as the world's reserve currency, it is premature to conclude that this will lead to the end of the US financial and political dominance. Past announcements by China and Russia regarding their plans to move away from the dollar did not result in significant changes, and the recent news about Brazil abandoning the dollar may have been overstated. And the result was merely having one bank from Brazil joining in China's new interbank payment system. While the rise of alternative currencies and financial infrastructure may lead to a more multipolar world, the US economy and political influence are still substantial and should not be underestimated. It is also important to note that some news sources have claimed that France is purchasing LNG in yuan, but upon investigation they all quote the same Reuters item, which cannot be located. Therefore, the validity of this claim cannot be confirmed. Finally, it is worth noting that the Wall Street Journal article merely suggests that Saudi Arabia is considering the adoption of the yuan, but no concrete steps have been taken thus far. Furthermore, it is worth highlighting how often such headlines surface in the news. There have been reports on this issue from 2004 to 2007 and from 2011 to 2018, but every time these predictions turn out to be false. While it is true that the dollar's share of the world's reserves have declined from 72% in 1989 to 59% today, this is mainly due to developing nations no longer pegging their currencies to the dollar. The dollar remains the most prevalent currency across the world, with the exception of Europe, where the euro is understandably utilized. Additionally, the dollar is the dominant currency for international trade across most of the globe. Should the BRICS currency gain significant traction and establish itself as a prominent player in the international financial system, it has the potential to pose a challenge to the hegemony of the US dollar, which currently holds the position of the world's dominant currency and is widely used for international trade across the world. The emergence of a new competing currency could potentially shift the balance of economic power and have implications for the stability of not only the US economy but the global financial system as a whole. It is difficult to predict the full impact of a BRICS currency on the US dollar. Many factors will play a role in its success, including geopolitical and economic developments, as well as governmental decisions. It is important to note that the yuan currency only represents a small fraction of international trade and the world's reserve assets at approximately 2% and 3% respectively. It is also worth noting that this percentage is somewhat inflated, as 1.5% of that 2% is spent between Hong Kong and the Chinese mainland. Thus, while the BRICS currency may challenge the dollar's dominance, its impact remains uncertain and will likely be influenced by a multitude of factors. To put it simply, the yuan currently conducts less foreign trade compared to currencies such as the Mexican peso or the Polish pound. However, this does not mean that it will not gain popularity in the future. In order for yuan to challenge the dollar's dominance, the People's Bank of China or PBOC would need to allow for unrestricted yuan trading. Unfortunately, the PBOC currently restricts trading to maintain control over the yuan's value, which is important for China's export-based economy. This restriction makes it challenging for countries to buy and sell the yuan, making it difficult for it to become the world's reserve currency. Given that the dollar became the world's reserve currency after World War II, it is reasonable to suggest that this was a significant contributing factor. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you were able to take something from this video. If you did, click that like button and let us know your opinions in the comments section down below. If you have not subscribed yet, do not forget to click that subscribe button and hit the notifications to be part of our learning community. We have much more content coming soon, so check us out. We hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.